All right, welcome to All Things Summer, doTERRA Solutions. We are gathered here together to learn how to use our essential oils to get through this hot and sticky and buggy summer. So we have just a few recipes that we want to share with you today, recipes and remedies and tricks. And I'm here with, of course, my beautiful, smart, funny, savvy Kimberly Samantle. And some of you have heard me talk about my friend Kimberly, so here she is. And I have some new doTERRA wellness advocates and wholesale customers on the call. And so I want to make a special welcome to Annie and to Osnat. I'm super happy that you're here. So they are relatively new doTERRA users. Annie's invested a lot of time and energy watching our old YouTube videos. Did you get to the one about the speed cleaning your bathroom in 10 minutes? Did you watch that one? That's my favorite. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and share screen so we'll all get a little bit smaller. And I'm going to pull up the handout for class. And you'll also get this in the email with the replay in it. And let's make sure you can all see that okay. Does that look all right? Nice and big?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So when I was talking to Kimberly about this a couple of months ago, we started to think about what we wanted to talk about with you today. And so we were thinking about essential oils that you would take on a picnic or to the beach or maybe a little hike or, you know, just trying to get yourself across town to visit a girlfriend for lunch. But when I put it together last week, you know, got the handout put together, what really resonated with me is that we're talking about ways to ease that toxic load. We're really talking about ways to support our bodies in their attempt to navigate all of the chemicals that are coming at us. So that was sort of the theme that I thought of. If anybody's aware of the term oxidative stress, that's what happens to your cells when they're under attack from so many of the chemicals that are in our environment, things that we put on our skin and that we take into the body. And we can make a simple swap and we can use ingredients that not only are not harmful, but they're actually restorative. They're actually supporting your body's health. So we put together some recipes for you today, and you probably have some of your own. And gosh, if you want to share them, we'd be happy to hear that too. So how's that, Kimberly? Is that a good start? Is there anything you want to add?
No, we just thought all things summer was perfect. It's been a doozy so far. A lot of people have had some real heat. And so we just thought this was a perfect way to help you with all the little things that can happen and occur in summertime. And I also wanted to welcome a brand new person. Welcome all of you first and foremost. Most of you are users. Shelly is brand new as well. And so I'd like to welcome Shelly. She's brand new on my team and she's been using the oils for a little bit and she's learning so much. And she's really experimenting and having some great results. So welcome, Shelly.
Thank you.
It's great to have you. And, you know, this is a Zoom call. So, you know, the phone's going to ring, the dog's going to bark, your husband's going to walk by in his underwear. So things happen. So don't worry about that. You're amongst friends. Okay, so speaking of hot, the first recipe that we're going to share with you today is called the Hot Mama Cooling Spray. And this works like a dream, not only for those of us that are experiencing some hotter than average temperatures this summer, but also if you're having a hot flash as a result of a hormonal issue. So it works back great for that too. So you're going to get yourself a 30 milliliter spray bottle. This is from the doTERRA accessories tab. And it's nice to have a few of those on hand. I think they come in a pack of 4 and they're very reasonably priced. And then you're going to get yourself some wild orange essential oil and some peppermint. And the instructions here say to just add 8 drops of each of those essential oils into the 30 ml spray bottle, fill it with water, and keep it with you and use it whenever you need it. Just spray it on the back of your neck or on your wrists or on your chest. And it really does work like a dream. Has anybody tried this?
No.
Yes.
It's a good one. It's a really nice one. And then Kimberly and I have noticed that a few of our favorite wellness advocates are not familiar with the stickers that you can get from doTERRA. So I just thought we'd take a second and pull these up. you can buy them again through the accessories tab, or you can just type in stickers or oil labels, oil cap stickers, and they come 50 cents a sheet, and you get one sheet for your singles and one sheet for your essential oil blends. Then once you put your Hot Mama cooling spray together, you can peel off the peppermint and wild orange stickers and put them right here on your bottle. So Kimberly, how many times have you told me that you've made yourself a remedy and you can't remember what's in it because she didn't put the stickers on? And she's a pro, and she's got a really good nose too, so she should be able to sniff it and figure it out. But
I
there's
can.
right, but there's times when you just don't, I don't know what I put in here. So that's my little
Exactly.
hot tip
And
for the
when you
Hot Mama
start
cooling spray.
playing with oils and you start making all these little concoctions, you have every intention of labeling them, and then you don't get around to it and you have a couple. So here's an example of one of my bottles. You see all the stickers on it? And so now I know exactly what's in it because I played with it, and this is just for my mental health, basically. And to make my van smell wonderful. And so I just spritz it in the air and I love it. But I have the habit of making things and I go, oh, I love that so much. And then I can't remember all that went into it. I'll remember most of it, but there's one missing link. So by putting this together, having that way, I know everything I put in this bottle. So you can use that, or of course you can use mailing labels. Here's another bottle. I bought these cute little labels online, and then you can write on them. But just order these labels. You need them anyway for the tops of your bottles, because I've gone into people's houses before and they have none on here, and so they're searching through their bags trying to find an oil and they can't find it. They got to pull every oil out to read it. So if you have these little labels on the top, it makes life easier.
Okay,
Right?
let's move on to the next one.
Ladies,
so the next one,
can you hear me?
yeah.
Kelly?
Yes.
Yes.
I just wanted to ask a really quick question. With the water, can it be any water, or is it distilled better, or a filtered water, or what water do you use?
Great question. Distilled water is better. If
Okay,
you can use a high alkaline water, it's really great because it helps to emulsify the oils in the water better.
perfect. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Appreciate that.
You're
But
welcome.
I would say if you don't have either of those and all you have is tap water, don't let that keep
Use
you
it.
from making your don't let it keep you from
Exactly.
making your spray. Okay,
Just
the next one.
make sure you shake it.
Yeah. The
Got
next
it.
one is first aid for cuts, scrapes, and wounds. I love the Correct-X. I don't know if you can see it very well, but it's just this little tiny tube, and it's wonderful for just scrapes and bumps and irritations. Matter of fact, sometimes I put it on a blemish if I'm getting a little blemish, and it's kind of a neosporin type of product, but it's got a lot of essential oils in it that are really, really good for the skin, including sandalwood, helichrysum, frankincense, lavender, and tea tree oil. So that's a great one. And if you know somebody that is getting older and they have thin skin, and so they bruise or scrape their skin easily, this is a really lovely product for them to use. I've used it on the dog. So if she has a little wound, I don't worry about using it on her. All of those oils are perfectly fine for pets, kids, husbands, doesn't matter. Okay, other ones that are in this list, lavender, which is really good to stop a little cut that won't stop bleeding. It also helps to ease pain. It's all things calming. If you just remember that, lavender is all things calming. You'll find lots of uses for lavender. And tea tree oil is great for disinfecting. So if you're out in the woods and you feel like you need to clean your hands, tea tree is a good one. Kimberly's got some amazing stories about helichrysum for hematomas, which are bruises. Really wonderful to help the body start to heal. Not only does it help the body to minimize the risk of infection, but you're actually healing the tissues of the body. So I really love this Correct-X, and I hope that that finds its way into your first aid kits.
Well, doTERRA has a new kit. It's called Ready for Anything kit, and the Correct-X comes in it. It's one of the many products that comes in that great little kit, and it comes in a cute little pouch. It's awesome. So
yeah, wasn't that
stuff.
timely? I mean, here we are talking about having a little bag of things that you just take these products, put them in a bag. This is what Kimberly and I talked about weeks and weeks ago. And I opened up the doTERRA website this morning, and there it was, all done for you.
Yeah. They started offering it last month. So it's available for purchase at a really good price point, and it has sunscreen, and it's just an amazing little product. You'll see it in your back office when you open it up.
Do you
So
want to?
next, bug
Yeah.
bites and bee stings. Let me tell you firsthand, I got stung by a bee right on the palm of my hand, and right, and my thumb just started to swell up. It was terrible. And basil, I tried a couple things first, and I tried lavender on it first, and then I think I put I can't remember what else, tea tree on it. I think I tried that. This was quite a few years ago, and it helped a little bit. But the basil, let me tell you, you get bit by anything, get basil on it immediately. Spider bite, mosquito bite, any sort of bee sting. Purify is also, I had basil and Purify, and man, I watched that thumb, the swelling go down in like a couple of minutes. It was amazing. But I will tell you this, it doesn't work for wasps, because a week later I got stung by a wasp on my ankle, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll get the basil out. I got this, right? And I will tell you, wasps are a different story. Okay. They're very poisonous, and you really need to make some sort of a poultice to pull the poison out. And so you can make a poultice and put the basil in it, but wasps are a whole different ball game. So make sure you kill all those wasps. Avoid floral soaps and dial, because they attract, animals, flying things, right? So be careful what you're putting on your body, because it will attract certain bugs. Instead, you can use the wonderful TerraShield. Moving on to the insect repellent. Let's keep those bugs off of us. And doTERRA has a wonderful spray. You can buy it in a spray, or you can buy it in a 15 ml bottle and make your own sprays. And so I like to I have the spray and then I just keep refilling it. But I have a bunch of the little bottles, and I make all these different sprays. And you put TerraShield in there with water, again, distilled water if you can. But I add some fractionated coconut oil, which is a carrier oil, okay? And carrier oils just help so that when you spray it in the air, it doesn't evaporate so quickly, because essential oils are volatile, so they evaporate quickly. So if you put a little fractionated coconut oil in the water, it kind of helps to stick to stuff, right? So when you spray it on your body, and then you can just rub it in, and it kind of soothes your arms with a nice emollient, stuff on your arms, and it smells good. And if you're in the woods, the deep woods, some people will say, well, TerraShield's just not working. It's just not quite cutting it. Well, remember, we all have different body chemistry, and some people just attract mosquitoes, right? And other people, mosquitoes don't touch, And so you can experiment, put your TerraShield in, and then I add peppermint, and I add a little bit of citronella to it, and with the fractionated coconut oil, and I spray, and that seems to really do the trick. So don't be afraid to play with the oils. And if you look at the bottom of this sheet, you can, Wendy, we've got a little list down at the bottom, in the bottom right-hand corner, bugs away list. And so these are all the different oils that repel insects. So you can play with any one of these and add them to your TerraShield mix to keep the bugs away. And you'll find what works best for your body. And once you get it, make sure you put those labels on your bottle so you remember what you put in it. That's why we thought we'd talk about labels. It's really important. So the deep woods protection, geranium is really great to deter ticks. That's how Wendy and I became friends. Wendy and I became friends through the melt method. And then she was going camping with her Tinkerbell, and she was like, every year that she was worried about ticks. So she said, is there anything you have for ticks? And so I mixed her up she had some TerraShield, and she put that on the dog, and it's safe for dogs, by the way. Just never put it right in their face. And she rubbed it on Tink. Did you put it on her neck, Wendy?
I
or did
had
you?
a little kerchief that I wet, and then I put a couple of drops on the kerchief and just worked the oil in. And then whatever I had in my hands, I just put it on her belly and down her legs. And she didn't mind it at all. And it kept her tick free. We were in Northern California, and we'd been there the year before, and she was just infested with ticks. It was awful. So I was having a little post-traumatic stress about that. And I didn't want to use any of the harmful pesticides that were recommended by the veterinarian. So I opted for that. So my first essential oil, I didn't even use on myself. I used it on the dog and it worked great.
And the rest is history, right?
Yep. Yeah, it sure is. It
Wow.
sure is. And I wanted to add, you mentioned that, some people are just attracted to the mosquitoes. We've got a lot of bugs, of course, here in Florida, and they really don't bother me. It's very rare that I get bit by a mosquito or those no-see-ums. And we had an article in our newspaper several weeks ago, and the article was about the use of floral scented soaps and how those are attracting the mosquitoes. And within the newspaper article, it recommended to skip the floral soaps. Even Dial was one of the ones that came up in that article as attracting mosquitoes, and using a coconut-based soap. And so I put that in here just to remind you that doTERRA has beautiful soaps, beautiful bath soaps, and they're coconut based. And I'm wondering if that's why I don't have a problem with the ticks. Bob uses the Dial soap, which I have to confess, I really do like the smell of that, but it's not really doing him any favors. Are we ready for the next one? Are we ready to talk about the sunburns? Okay, so I'm going to just talk to you a little bit about sunscreens. And I think, Kimberly, you're the same as I am. I couldn't use conventional sunscreens because I always got a rash on my face. And there are so many harmful ingredients in sunscreens. And so I'm coming back to how we opened up our call today, talking about this oxidative stress and talking about chemicals that are finding their way through your skin and into your bloodstream that then affect your cellular health and create something called a free radical, which damages your cells, damages your mitochondria, which is your energy, your cellular energy. And so I was thrilled when doTERRA came up with their own sunscreen, because nothing that I had used before was comfortable on my skin. And I would make sunscreens, but I never felt like they were that effective. So there are two different types of sunscreens. There are chemical sunscreens and there are mineral sunscreens. And a chemical sunscreen absorbs the UV rays, while the mineral sunscreens reflect them. So the mineral is like a physical barrier between the UV ray and your body. So two things that I don't like about the chemical sunscreens is, one, the ingredients degrade when they're exposed to UV rays, and that's what generates the UV, the free radicals. So, excuse me, I'm putting this on my skin so that I keep myself from getting a sunburn and sun damage, but now the ingredients are degrading and finding their way into my body. So again, I'm not doing myself any favors. Free radicals cause inflammation, they accelerate aging. There's all kinds of issues with the free radical damage. And then two, some of those ingredients can be absorbed through the skin and cause allergies and hormone disruptions. And I think that's what I was dealing with, some kind of an allergic reaction to the chemicals inside of the sunscreens. So doTERRA sunscreen products are mineral based, which again are those physical barriers, and they use something called a non-nano zinc oxide. And that non-nano tells us that the particles of the zinc oxide are not going to slip into the skin. They're not small enough to slip into the skin, which is good. We don't want anything in our body that's not supposed to be there, right? doTERRA sunscreen also has skin restoring ingredients, things like vitamin E, raspberry seed oil, avocado oil, shea butter, hyaluronic acid, turmeric extract, and some lovely essential oils, including
and helichrysum.
And helichrysum is in there. So all kinds of lovely essential oils. And while I'm talking about essential oils, there are oils that are called photosensitive, meaning we don't want to put them on the skin and then expose ourselves to sunlight. And so I'm just going to kind of read those off, and maybe I'll include them in my email to you so that you'll have that. If you want to listen to the replay, it'll be in your email. So here are the oils that are photosensitive. These are the ones we don't want to put on the skin. Bergamot, although we love that one, right? Celery seed, clementine, grapefruit, kumquat, lemon, lime. Those are ones that we don't want on the skin. They'll cause a rash when you're exposed to the sun. So we have a beautiful new line of doTERRA sun products that I have right here behind me. The newest one is that daily moisturizer. Is anybody else using that? I love this. It's so nice.
Yeah. Right.
sorry, I'm just going to admit somebody. So nice for underneath my makeup when I do choose to wear makeup, but nice just anytime. And it has an SPF of 28. It's really nourishing for the skin and long lasting. And I love the face and body. I think Osnat told me that she's got the stick. And how do other people? Are
Yes.
other people using the stick? Yeah,
It's
there it is,
my
Kimberly.
favorite. I use it all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, what do you like about it?
Well, I'll tell you this. First of all, I have 2 grand boys, and most people use those sprays. And so my son and daughter-in-law were using the spray on the kids and they were running from it. It smells bad, and I'm like, please don't use that on the boys. So
Yeah.
they let me put sunscreen on them now because they love it. They like to apply it themselves. And so they put it on their nose and their cheeks, and they can just dab it and rub it in. And it has such a nice aroma. It's not strong. And it's just like, there's something about a spray that kids don't like. And you can put it like my shoulders, my arms can take more sun than my shoulders. So I'll just dab a little bit on my shoulder, right? Just on that little spot that gets red. But I love it. It's creamy, it's emollient, and it smells so good, and it works.
Yeah, it does. It's a nice product. Yeah, Osnat said she was smearing it on her face. I could just see her doing
Yeah,
that.
that's what I do. That's what I do, Osmat. It's
I
so
love it.
great. Yeah.
And then we have
And
the oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, and it's easy enough to carry in your purse. So you always have it,
And
that's what,
it's in that ready for anything kit.
yes,
It's in that little
yes,
kit.
it
Okay,
is.
so this is the After Sun, which I have to confess, I just got this. So, there's no pressure, of course, with your doTERRA products. You order them when it's convenient for you. So every month I've just been kind of adding another doTERRA Sun product. And so I just got the After Sun. But Kimberly, you were saying that Wade was using it?
Oh yeah, yeah. We spent the week house sitting up in Tahoe, and he usually has pants on. And I made him put his shorts on, and we were on the beach and we were on the sup, and he didn't put any sunscreen, and I had it sitting right there, and he didn't put it on. So he got a little bit burnt, and so I had him using the After sunscreen, and he sprayed it on at the beach. He sprayed it on that night after a shower, and then the next morning. And I could see how red his legs were, and I thought he was gonna, it's like, and this stuff really works. I mean, it's amazing. Of course, it has some lavender in it and all sorts of other goodies. And you could even add some lavender or moisturize after you put it on. I used a little fractionated coconut oil just to kind of moisten, but it worked really well. It's great
Great.
stuff.
Great, great, great. All right, you're and you're going to talk to us about the allergy cocktail.
I'm going to talk to you. How many of you suffer from any sort of seasonal allergies? Is there any hands? Anybody here? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So the allergy cocktail, I'm going to talk to you how easy it is. So some of you may already know that it's 3 oils. The allergy cocktail is lemon, lavender, and peppermint, right? And so you can put it in, this is what I do for many people. I take a little shot glass and I put 2 drops of each of those oils into the shot glass and fill the shot glass with water. And then you drink it. Don't shoot it like you would a shot of tequila, okay? You're going to sip it, and you're going to hold it in your mouth and allow it to sit and go in sublingually, which means under your tongue. It's just going to kind of go down into your glands, and it starts to soothe everything. And so you'll take a drink. You can even gargle with it a little bit, or just hold your head up and just kind of let it get all around your throat and your mouth and under your tongue. Then you swallow it. Then you take another drink. And so generally about 3 drinks and it's gone. Well, unfortunately, the things about natural medicine, it doesn't last. There's no sustained release, like there is with drugs. Okay. So you have to take them like about every 4 hours. And maybe you don't want to take a shot glass to work with you because it just doesn't look right. So let me show you my latest secret. So I got these little, you may have some from leftover, but it's just one of those little dropper bottles, right? You can order them online. I got them from Amazon. And so what I did in there, I put about 30 drops of each of the oils, lemon, lavender, and peppermint. And mind you guys, these 15 ml bottles, these hold there are 250 drops of oil in here. Okay. They don't look very big, but they last a long ways. So I put in 20 to 30 drops of each of those oils, so lemon, lavender, and peppermint, and it's ready to go. And so then if you're at work or somewhere where you just don't want to do a shot glass full, you've got a little dropper full, right? And you take a little dropper, pour yourself a small glass of water, just with, 2 to 4 ounces of water in there, and then put about 6 drops from your dropper into your water glass. That way it's pre-mixed. You don't have to mess with opening 3 bottles to make yourself an allergy cocktail, right? That's what I did for years, was doing that. And I was getting tired of it. It's like, this is a pain in the butt. So this dropper bottle has been a savior. The other thing that I do is I have this cute little bottle, and I make one for my throat, because sometimes everybody's allergies are different. Some people will sneeze, some people get watery eyes. My glands get swollen and sore. So I put the lemon, lavender, and peppermint, and I add a couple of other oils. I add a Roman chamomile, I add wild orange, and some tea tree to help support our immune system. And it smells amazing, okay? And I roll it up my neck all the time, and it just helps soothe my savage beast of glands. And I put that on, and sometimes I'll just put it right here. We've got sinus cavities right here, right on the side of the nostrils. Can you see me? So if you take your fingers and you touch that area, you can feel where your cheekbone ends, and that's your sinus cavity. So you can just take that, and if you even press down on it, you'll feel a little bit of relief from your sinuses. So I'll just take a little dab of that, put it on either side, right of my nostril there, and put a little pressure on it. And then, you can put some in your nostrils. It helps open up your airways. And
Kimberly,
I get compliments.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Osna just wondered if you could repeat your recipe.
Oh, sure. So it's the lemon, lavender, and peppermint, equal amounts. And then I add Roman chamomile, wild orange, and tea tree. And I generally I'll put maybe 20 drops of each of the lemon, lavender, and peppermint. And then I'll put about 5 drops of tea tree, 5 drops of wild orange, and 5 drops of Roman chamomile.
Perfect.
And then I fill the rest of the bottle, Osmat, with fractionated coconut oil.
Perfect.
Because these oils are very, very powerful. You want to have something to kind of calm them down. The fractionated coconut oil helps to drive the oils in your body, and it also helps them from evaporating so quickly. Just like I was saying in the spray.
Yeah, and Osmat asked a question about the fractionated coconut oil. Can we use other oils? And I said, yeah, you can use anything you want. The the appealing thing about the fractionated coconut oil is that it has a long shelf life. Okay.
And it's also lighter. It's not as heavy as some of the other oils.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you put olive oil on your skin, it's good for your skin, but it takes a really long time to absorb. Mm-hmm. The fractionated coconut oil is just a little more microscopic. It just goes in a little faster.
Yeah, it's a little nicer on the skin. Okay.
So any questions on that at all on the allergy cocktail? Okay, you guys got it. It'll make a big difference in your life. Okay, Wendy, go for it.
So the last 2 products that we want to highlight are the On Guard sanitizing mist and the sanitizing gel. I have 2 of those products for you to consider. And this really is a great thing to just keep in your purse or keep in your pocket and use it whenever you're outside. You're walking into the grocery store and you're ready to put your hand on the shopping cart, or you've just sat down to have lunch. You just always want to be using that. And it's a better option for you than some of the other hand sanitizers because it doesn't strip your hands completely of helpful bacteria. So this is just a very lovely way to clean the hands and be safe with regards to germs. And again, it comes in 2 different formulations, a gel and a mist. And I'm wondering if somebody has a birthday in August. Does anybody have a birthday in August? I can't see everybody, so let me know if you're muted. Anybody have a birthday in August?
Wanda and Terry.
Okay, whose birthday is the soonest, Wanda or Terry's? Terry, what's your birthday?
16th.
And Wanda, when's your birthday?
14th.
14. Okay.
14.
Wanda's the big winner. So Wanda, give me your address and I'm going to send you this really cute little a spray bottle holder, and you can clip it onto your belt loop on your jeans or on your
Oh, wow.
purse. And I'll send that to you as a little gift. So in the
Awesome.
chat box, Wanda, if you know how to do that, go ahead and
Yeah.
give me your address and I'll send
Okay.
it to you. Okay.
Thank you.
You're so welcome, and happy,
And happy
birthday to the
Terry.
August birthday girls. That's so great. Okay, so
Thank
just
you.
a couple of things to finish up with. I am putting on the Mountain Picnic Diffuser Blend. I love this one because it does remind me of Lake Tahoe. The Douglas fir has that Lake Tahoe mountain
Smell.
tree
Yeah.
aroma. And so I've set up my diffuser just back here behind me, and you'll see that it is not plugged in. It's totally untethered. I love this little device. It's from a company called Kinito, Kinito, and it's this rechargeable base. And I can put my diffuser into the base and I can carry this around the house, or I could put it outside. It's just a really lovely little extra tool. I just think it's so clever. Not all of our diffusers plug into the base. If you go into the Kinito website, you'll see that they have a small collection of diffusers that are really pretty, that obviously fit into their bases. So that's my diffuser blend for you. And
Can
then
you spell that again?
yeah,
Wendy?
sure. It's Kinito.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a really cute website. Okay, and then the last thing I have to share with you is the bug repelling luminaires. And we've done this as a make and take in our classes, which is really fun. Everybody ends up having a little something that they can take away after class. But it's a nice thing to do with some girlfriends sitting at your back patio table. And it's really simple. It's really pretty. You get a mason jar, I would say at least 4 ounces, but it can be bigger than that. And ideally a wide mouth. Yeah, 4 ounces is pretty small. So you can get the bigger ones. And you're going to add some fresh herbs. We like the way rosemary looks, but you can add whatever you like. The sliced citrus, so maybe a couple slices of lemon, couple slices of lime, and then put in a total of 20 drops from any of those oils on the Bugs Away list. And then you can top that with water. And if you're really crafty and you find your way to Michael's or some other craft store, you might find that you can get yourself some of those pretty floating candles, and you can just pop that into the the mason jar. And that's why we're using the wide mouth jar, so that the floating candles fit inside. So again, we've offered these as a make and take. We did it at Mayberry Park. We've done it on the computer. We did it at that beautiful water garden in Reno on that funky end of 4th Street.
And they're
we've had
super
so
easy
much
to
fun.
make.
Yeah, and they're really
super
great little hostess gifts, and they're just really fun. So I hope that
They
you'll.
are.
4 ounces is too small.
Yeah, it's a small.
Yeah,
it's,
you need a bigger one.
It's a
You need
small
a bigger one.
It's like that big.
It would be the
But-
short, stubby one, and
Yeah.
that one works. But the bigger ones work better. Or if you even have, you may have a jar. We all have glasses. You may have something that will work. It doesn't have to be a mason jar, but the mason jar is nice because you can put the lid on it when you're done. You know, you can dump out the stuff and then you can reuse it. But it's great. It's a conversation starter. If you have, you know, a dinner party at your house and you put those around your yard, they're lovely and it repels the bugs, and it's just fun. And then lastly, of course, some of you may have these little, there's doTERRA over the years has offered these USB rechargeable little diffusers. And so I keep one of these in my van, and then I also have one out on my back patio. And so you just charge it up and you sit it on your table and it diffuses, and use any one of the combinations from the Bugs Away list right there. And it will help keep the bugs away from your party.
Excellent.
So, yeah. So I think that's it. And you know, I just wanted to, at the beginning, I mentioned a little drink here. This is a great summer cooler that's healthier, especially if you're trying to get away from soda pop and, you know, high sugar stuff. Pour yourself a glass of cranberry juice. And I know cranberry is pretty tart, so it's actually the healthiest if you buy the unsweetened. you can sweeten it yourself with agave nectar or honey or date nectar. And then you put a few drops of lime essential oil in it, and it is absolutely delicious. But if you buy the sweetened one, that's fine too. Then you don't need to sweeten it. But I'm kind of a purist, and I don't like anything that has corn syrups or white sugar or anything. And I know there's quite a few of you on this call that are the same way. So the agave nectar is really low on the glycemic index. It's actually the lowest of all the different types of sweeteners you could put in your drinks. And so just cranberry juice, 2 drops of lime, and you are good to go. If you like it more sparkly, you can add a little sparkling water. We've done that before, but I prefer to stay away from the carbonation. But it is such a lovely drink. It's healthy for you. It's healthy for your urinary tract. And so you're doing something good for yourself, but it tastes delicious. And it's a great summer little easy drink.
And
so
speaking of that, great segue into our next class, Kimberly, which is going to be Tuesday, August 15th. And we're going to be talking about ways to bring essential oils into the kitchen. We're going to do a little series of classes. And this first one will be about mocktails and cocktails. So hope that you'll be able to join us for that one, and we'll give you some great ideas and some great recipes. If you have a good mocktail or cocktail recipe that you want to share, we want to hear about it. Maybe it'll find its way into our ebook that we'll share with our members.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Same time then in 2 weeks?
Yeah, same time. Did we say 1 o'clock?
I thought we were going to do it a little later.
Yeah, later.
Yeah.
We're going to do 1 o'clock Pacific and 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time the next time.
3 o'clock.
Yeah,
hopefully that'll work for everybody. Because we thought noon might be a little too early to start with the cocktails.
Oh, come on, Kimberly. Didn't say we had to drink them.
I was
how to make them.
That's true. That's true. Oh, God.
I want a
that
cocktail.
is so cute. Well,
I hope you all join us.
I'm going to open the call up. Does anybody have any questions about their wholesale account, or maybe a protocol that they'd like to learn more about, or an issue that you're having?
Yeah. Before we do that, I would just like to say we're trying to keep these to a half an hour. So if anybody needs to go, adios, we understand. We thank you for being here. But if anybody has questions or wants a little more information, please hang on, and Wendy and I are here to help.
And we're happy to help. So Terry, I think I saw you give me a little wave. Did you have a question?
I was really surprised to learn about that On Guard gel. Why do I not have that in my repertoire here? I'm not sure what happened. So how do we use it? What would be good ways to use the On Guard gel?
That's a great question. Anytime that you're going to be using it as if you were using the sanitizing gel, like a Purell. So think about going out to lunch with your girlfriends, right? There's always somebody in the crowd that has Purell. So beat her to the punch and put this on the table.
Exactly.
I didn't know
much
about it
healthier.
either.
Yeah, it's a new product. It came out last September.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I still use Trizem. Instead of making a cocktail, I take the tablet or the soft.
Oh, the Tri-Ease. Yeah. See, and thank you for bringing that up, Linda, because the allergy cocktail is in the Tri-Ease. It's called Tri-Ease. They didn't work for me.
Oh, really?
I take them.
I like them a lot.
Yeah, I'm so glad.
You're not soaking your glands in it by holding it in your mouth and just swallowing the tablet.
Yes.
And I usually take 1 Tri-Ease and 1 On Guard at the same time.
Oh, that's a good idea too.
So,
great idea.
Support
that immune system. Yeah.
Yeah.
My allergies are extremely bad, and because they're in my glands, when I take it and drink it, it just completely calms everything down immediately. So everybody's different. So I've tried the Tri-Ease. They didn't work for me. Other people just swear by them. And that's what I say.
like them. They're great for traveling. At home, I'll take a capsule and put the 2 drops in, and then take the capsule as well.
That's great.
Yeah, great.
Awesome.
But for traveling, the caplets are wonderful.
Yeah. Which is why I put it in here.
I think that is brilliant, Kimberly. That is so brilliant. I can't wait to try that.
Yeah, because if you're traveling, having to carry all 3 of those oils and make it every time, it's a pain. So This just makes life so much easier, and it's very small, so it fits in my purse. I think it's a 1 ounce, maybe two,
Okay.
maybe a 2
Yep.
ounce.
Great.
I
And
can't wait to
Osnet,
try it.
I see Osnet's hand up. Did you have a question, hon?
Yeah, hi. I had a question about some of like how interchangeable are some of the oils? Like for example, the wild orange. You know, can I use citrus bliss instead? Not I don't have a full collection yet. So
Yeah, I think you absolutely can. The thing with the citrus bliss is it's not recommended to take that internally. So that would
Oh,
be
really?
the only concern that I have. Yeah, and you know that when you look at your bottles, if you look on the side, in almost impossible to read, tiny, itty bitty, teeny weeny print, it'll say essential oil supplement. And if it says that on the bottle, you know that you can take it internally. And if you take a look at your citrus bliss, it's going to say essential oil blend. And so that'll be the difference. Of course, you asked me in our chat if you could swap out the citrus bliss for the wild orange in the Hot Mama cooling spray. And absolutely you can, because I think it's the peppermint that really does the trick in that particular spray. It just makes you feel so fresh and cool. So yeah, it'd be fun to experiment.
I have a little point to make with the Hot Mama cooling spray. It's a wonderful spray. And if you're sitting in there and you're hot, it spritz away. But if you're wanting a Hot Mama cooling spray for outdoors and you're working out in your garden and, you know, working outside, you do not want to put the citrus oil. Citrus oils are photosensitive. So if you were just wanting a cooling spray and you're working outside, just put peppermint in it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Good to know.
Yeah, good to know indeed. Yeah, and Mary, hi Mary, is saying there is a guidebook, which is a great source to understand which oils are digestible. So thank you for bringing that, Mary. I would recommend that everybody get themselves a really good essential oil reference book. I also love the apps. Some of them are free. There's one that I particularly love. The app is called EOE Books. EOE Books, and it's about people's experiences with the essential oils. And there are all kinds of health concerns that you can learn about and learn about what essential oils helped them in their quest to feel better. Of course, everybody's different, but it's a great place to start.
Yep. It's
So
handy
what's
to
the
have it too.
guidebook?
Oh, the
What's the
guidebook.
guidebook that
There's-
Mary recommended?
I'm not sure which one she recommended, but I have my favorite. I love The Essential Life. I just think it's a pretty book and easy to read. It's the one that when I teach a class, I bring it. That's the one I grab when I go out and teach a class, because I can sit there and find things really fast. Modern Essentials that you can see Linda's holding up. Kimberly's got the Essential Life book. The cover will be a little bit different because of
this is an app, so you can type in what you're looking for and it'll bring up information on your screen. It was about $7, but I've found it very helpful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
all
really
three
good.
of those books, Modern Essentials, The Essential Life, and EOE Books, they're all apps and books.
Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, all three of them are.
all
You
good.
can download the app. I just like EOE. It's called EOE, I believe, online. And that's my favorite app, only because not only can you look up an ailment and find a solution for it, but if they have testimonials, you can click on that tab and different people will ask questions and share what it is that they've done.
Nice.
So that's kind of a nice little feature that's extra. I prefer the Essential Oil or Essential Life book to the app. I think their book is beautiful. It's just got so much more information than the app does. And then the Modern Essentials, of course, that's the oldest. That was the first book that came out for all of doTERRA's oils 15 years ago. And it's an amazing book too. And it has, they're all laid out a little bit differently. So everybody's got their preference.
Yeah,
And,
Modern
but
Essentials
they're all excellent.
Modern Essentials has a little bit of science in it, a little bit of history in it that I think is really interesting. But they're all good, and they all deserve to find their way as your reference materials.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Alrighty. So Wanda's getting a gift, and Terry, I do have something for you too. I'm going to drop that in the mail for your birthday.
Thank you. So
Aw.
nice.
Yeah.
And happy birthday, ladies.
Yeah, so
Yes.
sweet.
Thank you.
All right. I want to thank you
Absolutely.
all so much for coming. Thanks a bunch for being here. It's really been
Yep.
a great turnout. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Thank you,
Thank you.
guys.
This is great. Thanks so
All
much,
right.
guys.
Well,
Bye
we'll see you
now.
in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
1 hour later.
Yeah.
1 hour later. We'll send out invitations for it and we'll post
Perfect.
it on This Stuff Really Works. So,
Thanks.
all
Kim.
right, girls. Thank you for joining
Thank
Bye,
us.
you.
Wendy.
Bye.
Thank
Okay.
you.
I know.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
You're welcome.